Damn, Ludwig. Not even 5 seconds, huh? Just straight to bias? Not even a second. Not even a second. What do you guys think of my new chart schematics? I think I'm gonna rock with this for a while. Good, guys? No, not today. The narrative has flipped. They high of week instead of low of week. I want to see Thursday or Friday low of week is really high probability, so I definitely want to see either today or tomorrow take out this low. We're gonna go in with the narrative that today can do it. Or our bearish. Um, Pretty simple game plan. We're just gonna have to wait for a high probability short targeting previous day's low, and that's it really. Pretty much it. That's the only level I'm really gonna mark out. We're just gonna look for high probability shorts targeting previous day's low. I'm bearish today, so let's do it like this. Game plan. 2022, 10, 2025. This will be the game plan for today. I like this fair value gap because it's right above the high here. If you hit daily loss limit yesterday on Project X, the account is still cooked. Yeah, that would suck. Good fatal. ICT is a scam? No, don't use it then. Very simple answer to that. Very simple answer. What I want to start doing is start setting daily goals. Probably something I'll do personal. My personal journal. Like just set like a minor daily goal. Like I feel like today, what should I focus on today? I think what I want to focus on today is just take two really good ideas. I think that's what I want to do today. Just take two really good ideas and that's it. That's the goal. And if someone thinks it's a scam, it's okay. Why even bother? Their success is completely unrelated to yours. If you think ICT is a scam, don't trade. No one in the entire world wants you to trade ICT. So there's literally no point in even talking about it. Don't trade it. Let's go, Steven, Simon, Stefan. Morning, bro. Do you have any affiliate code for TradingView? No, I don't. They usually run discount sales on the major holidays, so if you want to wait for that. Good luck today. Appreciate you, bro. What's up, Killer One? What's our run on buy stops? Like, like this. Like I want to see a sweep out a high. If you're using alpha ticks, then you can. If you're using Tradeovate, Andre, then you cannot. Hmm. Good morning, brother. What's the canvas color you have? The off-white? It's actually not off-white. It's just white. It's just FFFF. Yeah, believe it or not, it's not off-white at all. What's good, Finn? Are you bearish for the day? Yep. Game plan's right here. Today looks like it can be a very clean day to 2484. 840. Yeah. I think even less. I think we can get 24,800. But we'll see. That's like more, not gonna say best case scenario, but if we take out this level, I'm probably not gonna be trading anything today. Maybe a scalp in the PM. Base cam is down? No, it isn't. Base cam's not working? For real? I see it. Hmm. You guys still not see it? Oh, it's wait. What about now? Did it go away? How about now? How about now? So every time I minimize, oh, that's annoying. Yeah, every time I'm, it seems to be every time yeah, YouTube stream's fine. Every time I minimize TikTok, like look, I'm gonna do it now. Let me know if it works or not. It seems like every time I minimize TikTok, it just puts my face cam away on TikTok. Let me open it back up. Did it go down there? They really want me to keep chat open, huh? Why are you bearish? Because it's a bearish week, I don't want to fight the order flow from yesterday. And I'm expecting not Wednesday to put in the low. So I'm just expecting continuation from yesterday's move. We also have manipulation above midnight open. So I'm not seeing London highs protect. I'm not seeing London highs as a target. I think that's safe today. We still have room to go lower. Yeah, I'd want to see it move into premium as well. Apex have real time data and trading view for their. Yeah, if you connect, you'd have to connect. You got to connect it. My bias is on screen. Yep. I'm going to be looking for shorts today. I don't even think I would possibly take a long today. So unless the market, if the market starts printing like bullish, I'd probably just be a no trade for me. But I'll be patient. Louis. What tools? There's so many. You can use the GAN box, probably the easiest one. Are you analyzing mini and taking trades on micro? Yeah, exactly. On my fund is I execute the micro, but on my chart here you'll see me execute mini. Well, I don't think anything beats orange juice in the morning. Like what could possibly beat that? Buys for the day. My game plan's right here. I'd rather just put it here than repeat it a bunch of times. Today is the 23rd. You're right. Thank you. Tea? Yeah, tea could be better. A cappuccino solos orange juice? Oh, cappuccino? We'll send you to the washroom. I don't need that right now. I like this 15-minute gap. There's probably a 30-minute gap. Yeah. Hourly? Yep, there's an hourly bearish fair value gap in there. We could trade up all the way here, even. Like, we could trade all the way up here if we wanted to, but we'll see. The reason I like this 15-minute bearish fair value gap is because it's resting right above the highs. So I'll annotate that. Let's drop down to the 1-minute chart. Prep for market open. You'll see I'm using this new day opening gap indicator. Makes my life a lot easier. I know it gets kind of messy, but yeah, you can trade two evals at the same time. Look at the sensitivity between those levels, though, man. Like, we stop right here, we go right there. We're going to be working with this. Bias is bearish. I'm going to be looking for a run to pretty much 24,800. Not today, but between today and tomorrow, I'm expecting a run here. So we'll see. Today could be choppy because of SCPI tomorrow, so we'll definitely keep that in mind if we push the button. You want to put 1K? You got it, bro. By the way, guys, Alpha Futures is running 30% off. So if you want to get that, let me know. Um, I'm giving away, so I can confirm the giveaway is gonna have 2 iPads and 2 Alpha Futures accounts. So we'll do 2 iPad Airs, and on top of that, we'll add two. What's it called? We'll do 2 0 accounts probably, and yeah. So if you use my code, send me a message on Discord. Let me know so I can add you. It's not like automatic. I have to manually add you. I'm gonna be looking for shorts. I like these equal lows in here. For now, that's my main objective. Low hanging fruit. Like, I don't want to shoot for previous day's low because there's CPI tomorrow. I want to play it safe. I think these lows are playing it safe. So something as simple as boop, and then we just short that and look for these lows. Just send me like your first name. First name on your account would work. I'm gonna look for shorts, yeah. Midnight open is a separate concept from newly opening gaps. I am full time, yeah. I don't do anything else. But don't confuse that as like I'm making 6 figures a year. Although this year was pretty good, but I've only been doing this for 2 years, so. But I don't have any other income. When does NDOG start? NDOG is from 16:15 New York local time closing price to 18 opening price. How do you use standard deviations? I use them to project price runs or measure moves. Can we have a backtest of giveaway spin before the main giveaway? You want to practice the giveaway spin? Good morning, bro. How you copy trade fund and next pass accounts? You can do it on Tradeovate directly, or you can get a third party trade copier, and that would also work. So check down Sham. Depends how aggressive you are. I'll show an example when it's relevant. There's nothing really here I'd want to deviate. You could deviate the 15-minute dealing range from manipulation of Hive Day. That already exhausted its range. You can look for more than that. One question? Alright, brother, one question. You get one question, bro. Ask, but make it count. I don't think it's hard to get to 6 figures a month if you're trading prop firms, but it depends on your goal, you know? It depends on your goal. Like, you'd have to be you have to be aggressive. Like, you can't waste any time on evals. You can't be taking it slow and steady on your fundeds. You got to shoot for it, you know? And it's not a bad way to go about it, but in my opinion, if you trade that way, which you can be very good that way, but if you trade that way, that's not how you could trade a live account. You know that only submits to the prop firms and how they want you to trade, and that's, in my opinion, not sustainable because it's a mental roller coaster. You know, but that's not my main target. You know, my main objective is to simply trade really well and then hopefully scale up a live account. All my payouts, they go into my live account. Oh, not all of them, but I try to put as much as I can into my live account. And then yeah, the rest is history. So there's your opening range gap. Just under 40 points. Like, the prop firms want you to fail, man. They're gonna make it hard on you. They want you to fail. Just remember that. Okay, we're trading above the buy side here. Again, I'm viewing this as a Judas swing. Like, I'm viewing this as like this fake. Equal lows, strong push. We have old new day opening gaps in here. We have opening range gap in here. I'm not gonna mark it as opening range gap. Just know that's your opening range gap in there. So I want to see this break down. And we may get an early short here off 930 volatility. You know, if we get a strong move, maybe this inversion fair value gap here, we can get short off that, perhaps. Today, my goal is just to take 2 really good trades, like I said. That's my goal. That's all I want to do today. Say we inverse this. We put the stop at the high. 30-point stop. We could wait for a bearish fair value gap to get put in, but if we get a strong inversion here, like, I'm convinced that that's just a Judas swing. We touch org 50 right there perfectly. Strong move. We'll wait for sensitivity on the next candle, because even if we get a short like this, should be a pretty easy 2R. Yep. Gotta make sure. We're gonna wait for confirmation. See if we get the inversion fair value gap, right? See how that wicks. Means if this, let's see how it goes up, down. That means we're probably gonna be sloppy these next couple minutes. So what do we do when we're sloppy? Well, you gotta be patient. So now, because of this wick, I'm gonna wait for a fair value gap to form. I want to wait to show me that there's gonna be an imbalance, sell side imbalance. Because if there's a sell side imbalance, well then you know it's heavy. So we're gonna let it do its thing. We're still trading into that buy, still trading into that buy side. I see this very tight range, bearish fair value gap, right above the buy side. If you're really bearish, you just short this right now, turtle soup style. That's not my style though. You could though. It would look something like this. I usually wait for closure for my soup, but it could be something like this. What is that? 0.15? Wait, what? It looks something like this. If you're the type of person to trade like that, maybe you even got a better fill in there. You got like 8R. But again, that's not my style. So we're going to wait for a bearish fair value gap. I like how we're rejecting off new day opening gap. I like how we have the bearish fair value gap. We're above the buy side. Everything looks really good here, except the 1 minute chart. The 1 minute chart says we're not ready to go. So we have to wait. I like what the bodies are telling me in here, but it's the same thing on the way down, right? Still no break back below the buy side. That's what I want to see. I want to see it get back below that buy side. If we have to spend time in here, we may just have to accumulate some shorts. ES trades into midnight opening price, so that's a good premium offering. I'm kind of feeling in the zone right now, yo. Like, I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's the chart colors. Anyways, see the bodies there? They stop. I like that. ES trades into midnight. We failed to get 0.75 org. Again, I want to see a bearish fair value gap. If we don't get a bearish fair value gap, then I'm not really interested in taking anything. Because if we're going to be just wicking back and forth, that's a low probability price signature that we're probably not ready to move. So we wait. We wait. We're going to wait for a bearish fair value gap. And we may get in short if we get a bearish fair value gap just off the fair value gap. So something like this. Tag the short. Ride it. So really sloppy in here. The thing is, like, we're sloppy, but I don't want to see it go much higher than that. Like, this is an extreme premium in my opinion. So I'd really want to see us start to break down fully soon. I'm guessing TikTok froze again. So we're waiting for that first bearish fair value gap, or bullish fair value gap for that matter. It doesn't matter. I just want to see a fair value gap form. Always remember, if we're not forming imbalances, like look here, when we're forming imbalances, price action is clean. What's an imbalance, right? It basically means that they're moving shit, you know? That's pretty much what it means. It means they're moving shit. And if there's no imbalances, Well, then shit ain't moving. You get me? You get me. You get me, blood. Anyways, deep premium again. Not looking to long this. I view this as a deep premium. My eyes are still here. We'll see how high this goes. I mentioned earlier in the stream it could trade up all the way into here, and that's fine. I don't want to see it take London highs, but it could. You know, it's not like we're missing out on anything. There's definitely no long setup in here for me. I feel like I should make the NDOG color a little bit different than the NWOG color. Because if they're both the same, I don't know. We'll just leave it the same for now. Okay, trading to the high of the new week opening gap. Pretty extreme premium, like I said. It looks like we're going to take out London highs, but like I said, this is all permissible trading in my opinion. We're still trading into London OB. In fact, we haven't even traded into London OB, so we could get a little bit higher. Potentially optimal trade entry setup. We're getting there. Like I said, right at that OB. It's possible. Also, we could just be wrong. Being wrong is a great thing in this scenario because, well, we're just going to keep pumping and then I don't have to do anything difficult. So, if it's just, I'm not going to buy it up here. There's no way we're going to get a nice setup. So if this just keeps pumping, well, all we have to do is nothing. We take out that high right there. That's inside the bearish fair value gap. Looks to me like, yeah, just some pre-market highs or something. Okay, we get a first presentation. That's nice. We're inside the extreme of new week opening gap. I probably wouldn't short this first presentation, but it would be the first thing I look for. Kind of want to wait till the macro as well. Just got to be patient, give it time. We're going to wait for the first macro, or at least wait for 9:45. And we'll just see what it does between then. Because we got a lot of movement in here. I don't want to just short now. Expect to get this dumped the opposite way. We may need to accumulate some shorts if we're going to move lower. So I don't want to enter right after expansion. I'd rather wait. On the daily chart, we did not inverse, correct? So yeah, I mean, if you want to use that as a potential run higher, again, anyway, we don't know what CPI is going to do. It could be a massive, massive candle. It also could do nothing. So we'll just see for now. CPI is tomorrow. Oh, this is your first presentation fair value gap. We're going to keep that annotated. Very simple. Trading above the buy side there. I want to see us put in a high and then break. I like that ES also put in a fair value gap there. We completely filled in the opening range gap. We'll see if we can get back below it and use it in reverse. Can you explain why you're so bearish? I'm not so bearish. But I will sit here and wait for shorts, not looking for longs. Because low of week, it's unlikely to be on Wednesday. We were really bearish yesterday. We disrespected, levels that you would expect to be respected. If we were bullish on the higher time frame, in my opinion, we're not closing below, 75% of that daily CIBI. So The higher time frame right now to me looks bearish. That's one. And two, this low, previous day's low, is pretty likely to get taken either today or tomorrow. Like I said, it doesn't have to be today. It could be tomorrow. But if we're gonna have a bearish week, there's a 65% chance that we'll take this either today or tomorrow. Doesn't have to be today. It could be tomorrow on CPI. Or we're just completely wrong and it's not a bearish week. But that's okay because, like I said, there's nothing bullish about this chart right now, in my opinion. Yesterday had a huge sell-off. We put in a swing high here on Tuesday. And, we have the low here set. So if today is going to be a day where we just pump all the way back, that's okay. Because that's not something that's not a move I'd be able to capture anyways. That's like very unpredictable in my opinion. All we have to do is make sure we're not caught offside. And just go from there. Trading back into the order block from London. Like I said, this is permissible. We might get an SMT at London highs. And we'll just have to go from there. Really sloppy in here. Nothing clean. So we're probably going to opt out of taking a reversal and just wait for a protraction short. So not only we're not going to take it if it reverses like this, but if we get something like that, okay, we can take that instead. I'm not really trusting this. ES does trade to the rejection block from London, but I'm not really trusting that. How'd you get 65%? Statistics. I ran my own statistics. Did I have a time where I kept losing because of my mental? Yeah. This week. No, I'm just kidding. It probably wasn't my mental this week, but it definitely played a role. I don't know. I'm a firm believer that like it's always your fault. Even if it's not your fault, find a reason to make it your fault. Take some blame. How? Some way, one way or another. Even if it's the most minimal amount, just find a way to blame yourself. Because there's always something you could have done better. Okay, so we're watching it accumulate in here. Now, if we were bearish, I would want to see accumulation here above the buy side, which is right here. That's where I would want to see it. I'll draw a red line. I would want to see it. Why did I do that? That's where I would want to see us accumulate. So now we're getting a spike. We touch midnight. Let's see if we get a huge break lower. And if we do right now, inside the macro, I'll probably take a de-risk short. So instead of 4 contracts, we may just have to slap 1 actually, now that I think about it. We'll just have to see. ES is taking out London highs. But we are going to have an SMT there as well. Very deep premium though. Like this could just stay in premium. If you see stuff like this, like we're in a premium and we're not breaking down, it's kind of a red flag for the whole short idea. Because if we were bearish, really, what are we reaching for right now? You know? If we were bearish, we'd be probably breaking down because we already reached up and taken a lot of buy side. So to me, yeah, this could speed up and go toward London highs. So we're just gonna have to watch. Like I said, there isn't even a model in here for me anyways. Not even one singular model that I would have taken long. So definitely easy day so far. First 50 minutes pumps. I feel like this is a fake price run. CPI is gonna demolish. We're gonna be trading back into that 4 hour. Boom, 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 boom. How much you risk on evals? I risk 1%, then I add it aggressively into the eval. Trying to get that quick really done. Um, right now we have not right. Right now we just have to wait. There's no clear bias right now. I was bearish going into open, but there's nothing bearish about this. So right now we just have to wait for more information. For CPI, 20 points. Oh, it depends what account you're on. This is Nasdaq, yeah. It depends what account you're on. Yeah, this would be a sell model, but if it forms a smart money reversal, we do have S&T at London highs. Currently SMT'd. We'll see if we get our first signs of bearish order flow. As of right now, we're respecting that. The body's above. So if you want to see your stop loss on TradeAvate or TradingView, you can't. But if you do it on Alpha Ticks, then you can. Just caught a 1 and 3. Nice, bro. Yeah, it might be too bullish. Almost there at London. Can we get a reversal here? That's the only question. I really can see like just envisioning like a really fast sell model. But to be honest, because it's the day before CPI, that may not happen. We are kind of playing in this range now. Like we take the lows, took the highs. We're still inside that 4 hour. Let's see where we are in retrospect to the 4 hour. I suppose if we start getting this is that 4 hour upper quadrant. And if we're gonna get there, what you see right now? Right now I see nothing worth trading. Just up. Which means I do nothing. Just caught a 1 to 3 to London highs, maybe to bullish, yo. Check Monday 9:30 busy price reverse on it. That's not something I really use personally. Right, there we get London highs. I would never have expected a price run like this, you know. Very, very offside on statistics, on probability. Once you start seeing like, yo, this is insane. Okay, yeah, but like, I mean, going into open, I would have never. After open, okay, you can argue, yeah, this is obviously bullish. No one in here is saying that this is not bullish, right? But I am sitting here saying I'm gonna wait for it to show me if it's gonna show me that it's bearish. That's what we're doing. 75% of the 4 hour. I wouldn't want to see it trade all the way here. Can I show the S&T on the chart? There is none right now, unless you want to view ES filling in the 4 hour gap as an S&T. You trade like a scalper? I would disagree, but maybe. Interest put us out to trade? Yeah, I think so. Dollar is moving lower. Gold. I mean, gold's probably going to take previous day's high. I don't know if you'll be able to find a setup towards that. Probably too late. If I was going to get in short, I'd have to see a breaker. If we entered on the breaker, stop at the high, 120. We could get in 2 micros, maybe start with 1. But I would need to see some really strong confirmation to get in short here because this has been really bullish. Really, really bullish. Got to stay patient. I like that we didn't trade to this level, but just do a gamble stream. Don't read it. The setup formed pre-market. These equal high. These equal lows are such a red flag, in my opinion. But you could argue, though, yeah. I wouldn't look for any continuation longs. I have no idea where it's gonna go. I would just have to target the most recent high. But that narrative is very weak. So every time it touches it and just keep looking for a higher high, like if the higher time frame was bullish, sure, you can keep looking for higher highs. But for me, that's a difficult narrative. Just have to wait and see. And honestly, I always love people who trade the market maker models. I see it. I see that consolidation. What is that? At 6. Yeah, in here. You'd probably view that high to be safe. If that's your smart money reversal. Or lower to sell. Anyways, easy job for us today. Easy day at work. We just have to wait. It's all about bias. How many for 50K accounts? How much would I go? Are you trying to pass in one trade or get 1,500? Pass in one trade, so you need 3K. So you're probably 1,500. Alright, well, let's do some math. It's been pretty volatile recently. I'd probably say 30. Because then what do you need? You don't even need that much to get 1,500. 30. So you go 5 minis. And you start at 30 points. You would need, you would just need 45 points. Like, you put your thing at 30 points. And your TP is 15 points. Bro, that's easy. That's easy money. I'm gonna be honest. That's so easy money. You gotta go like 40 points, low key. You might even have to do more than 30 because the CPI candle, in my opinion, is gonna be at least 100. So you may want to set it at like 50-point buys and then put 15 points TP above. Shit, that's what I might do. Surely we don't get a 50-point wick. Well, we could easily get like a 100-point wick and then a 200-point body. I don't know. It's been more volatile recently. Like the candles have been larger. Like This candle alone is 30 points. So what would the CPI candle look like, you know? We have candles that are like 30, 40 points in recent price action. CPI's candle could easily be like 2, 300. No, CPI's tomorrow. 30. Boom, boom. Yeah, man, this is lame, lame ass price action. We trade to the 4 hour for value gap high. No trade yet. We have a orange slash red folder at 10 a.m. If you're trading alpha, don't trade the next 4 minutes. If you're in a trade, you can hold it if you want to, but don't enter or exit within the next 4 minutes. This breaker I wouldn't trust because it's above the buy side. You don't want to see it break below the buy side, right? So all right, so we're gonna wait for a 5 minute breaker to get in short. So as long as price can break down below here, then we can enter on the breaker, stops at the high, and target the sell side liquidity pool. Our trade. Just got to get the breaker. Why would shorts be in play? They're not in play right now. It's literally just going up. We can maybe wait for them to be in play. Yeah, it's funny as hell. Starting to see some lower pricing. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to reverse. I'll probably be waiting for a little bit after 10 a.m. anyways. Looking good for shorts. We had one down close candle. It's definitely not looking good for shorts as of right now. But the narrative is there. Like, if we were going to go lower, it would be now. You know? It's one of those nice situations. But I'm going to need a lot more confirmation. In fact, I may not even trade the reversal. I might wait for something like this and take that leg. Or even something like this, where if we dump, take the high and then break, that would be a high probability trade. You're not allowed to trade 2 minutes before or after red folder news. Price should deliver first presentation. I don't know about that. Maybe. No, on evals, there's no rule. He has shorts. If you're a bear, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna be waiting. Maybe we get an SMT here and then break down smart money reversal concept. That would be a lot nicer than just like I would like that. We get an SMT then break. I could try that. Even if I slapped one micro and then we just add it on a breaker or something. I think that's really good risk management. 200K for the day, you're done. Why are you ending it early, bro? Well, you're not serious about making money? 200K, that's it? This guy's a loser, bro. What's the orange square? This is a bullish order block. If that fails, I'm done for the year. Calling October here. Nah, it's funny as fuck. I want to see a break below the London highs. I like the sensitivity there, but it's not enough. Yeah, ES closed below. Actually, ES closed way above. What matters more to me is we're respecting this 4 hour for now, at least. 4 hour inversion in there. Like, here's the thing. Here's the situation. If we are going to go lower, we're forming a top here. That's the situation we're in. If we're going to go lower, the top is somewhere here. Like I said, though, for me to count a reversal model, I want to see it go below the buy side. Below the buy side. We're still above the buy side, which is fine. We can accumulate shorts above the buy side pool. That's totally fine. That's totally acceptable. In fact, I like to see that. Accumulate shorts in here. Show to me that we're accumulating shorts by giving me a leg lower. And then if you give me a continuation, I'll trade it. And I would say that's arguably A plus, depending on the time. No trades yet. Good, Elena. Session is this is Nasdaq in the AM session, New York AM session. What alpha accounts do you personally use? I'm using the 50K standards personally. Um, I told you guys I was gonna up my risk. If I felt as if I was upping my risk and I didn't have enough room on the account to trade with, I would just go to the 100Ks. We're still alive for now, so I don't want to just. I also don't just want to blow my accounts just to upgrade. If I blow them, I blow them. Okay, then I can upgrade. Twenty 26 is your breakthrough. Are the 10 a.m. PO3 looking at me right now? Bias looking for shorts? Not right now, but if we can get some information, I need more information. We could be potentially setting up a short idea. It's possible. Right now, there's nothing bearish about this at all. It's just clearly bullish. I like the accumulation in here above London highs. Maybe if we got a strong closure like that. Not an A plus trade though. Whoa. Oh, that's my. I thought that was a candle, bro. I was like, what? That candle absolutely dumped, and that was my freaking drawing. Is it better to take small payouts until you get a better profit split with alpha? Yeah, I would do that with alpha. We're starting to see that move lower. Really hard to trust this, but we could try a low risk trade. I'm gonna wait for body closure here. I like that we accumulated for some time. What's a low risk trade looking like? 42. We could slap 2 micros on this. All right, let's try 2 micros. I'm gonna de-risk on this short. Stop loss at the most recent high. There's a breaker in here. We're above London highs. Um, is it A plus? No, it's not A plus. It's not A plus. But if we are gonna go lower, it's gonna be right here. So positioning myself in a potential high risk to reward trade, de-risked. I'm risking half of what I normally risk. It's good. It's a good risk optimized setup. It's a good risk optimized setup. That's what I like to say. If we're wrong, what's going to happen? Well, we're going to form a protraction model long, right? So that's what I got to keep an eye out for. I don't want to see my model form long. If we do, well, then we're probably wrong. We're inside a 5-minute bullish fair value gap. Okay. And that's it. Now we just wait. I don't want to see this act as an order block. In fact, let's make this way easier. So if we're trading up here into these up close candles, I don't want to see this get overlapped. So a half risk trade, normally something like this, is 4 micros. I'm currently only in with 2 micros. Um, because well, it's a high risk. It's not an A plus trade, right? We could, if we're wrong, we'll lose right away on this trade, right? Like it's gonna probably bounce off somewhere here, hit the highs, continue printing. Um, so it's not worth. But I like positioning myself in something that's such high risk to reward like this. I like that closure below, right? So we trade into the order block there. We could get a nice sell model here, to be honest. OB there, OB here. Now you got to ask yourself, what's low-hanging fruit? I would take this all the way to here. What's low-hanging fruit? This. This is low-hanging fruit right here, in my opinion. ES is already... ES is at 944? Well, I feel like every time I take a trade nowadays, the other indice is like printing way more. You know what I mean? Like it's way more down. We're going to move the stop here a bit, reduce our risk some more. I'm going to remove it to the body high there at 161. So, cutting off some risk of the trade. If at any point we feel the need to close around break even, we can always just close manually. If it's bearish, it should get quite heavy in here. Again, it's not a winning trade yet. Nothing great about this yet. Could get aggressive with the stop placement, putting it at 147 if you wanted to. That inversion, you could get away with 160. I like 160. 160.5. Cut the risk there slightly. Now we see do down close candle support price. We have a pretty large inversion right here. So I'm watching that. And like I said, this right here that's low hanging fruit. This fair value gap is low hanging fruit right here. So watching this trade, if we get really bullish in here, might have to close break even. We do get a 5-minute immediate rebalance, so I'm gonna give it a little bit of a chance. But if I have to close somewhere here, I will just take a $40, $50 loss. No big deal. So we'll be patient in this. Watch how this trades. Focusing on what the body looks like. I think this ES 5-minute candle is still bearish. I'm a little bit skeptical in closing, but let's give it a chance. Right now I'm just hovering the close button. If I see something very telling, for example, 0.75 there. Yeah, we may just close this early. We're going to watch this body here. And if it closes above, we just close. Alright, I'm going to be putting my stop here. Plus 2 ticks at 148. That's a bullish order block. Like I said, if we were wrong in this trade, what was going to happen? We'd form a bullish protraction model. That is a bullish protraction model right there. So, unless we put in a high here and break lower, I no longer want to be a part of this trade. My model formed long, basically. So, worst case, we get stopped. We get another protraction model short. I can always enter again. ES does look pretty good, though. I will admit. ES does look pretty good. Go inside that 3-minute. Yeah, you'd want to see this act as an intermediate term high. Stop at 146.50. So very low risk trade. 15 points, 2 micros. Risking about like $30. I don't know how much that is. And we'll see if this delivers. It could very well deliver. You know, our stop covers the portion of the inversion here. It's possible. ES looks really good. I'll be honest. ES is trading right here. So really content with this risk management. Position myself in a potentially really nice setup. And the only reason I haven't closed manually here is because of the S&P 500. If it wants to stop me out for 10 points, that's fine. That's a $40 loss. $40 loss. There's some speed. Bringing my stop right back to that. So looking at the bodies in here, I can't tell if there's a volume imbalance. Again, doesn't mean it's bearish yet or confirmed or anything. We'll study this body in here. I want to see an attempt to trade into here. And we'd have to see this inverse. Could get real aggressive with the stop here. Just not trying to risk much on the trade. I mean, we're risking like 30 bucks at this point, so I think it's fine. Most important thing is risk management here. It'd be nice to get a full sell-off, but can't ask for too much. We do put in a bearish fair value gap. We'll see if that holds. So right here. To me, this looks like a market maker sell model, but it's sloppy. A little bit sloppy. Spending a little bit too much time in that first stage distribution. So watching this closely. Again, I don't want to see it even. I don't even want to see it trade to the high there. So like, if I have to close break even, sensitivity at 50%, that's good. And remember, we marked out this old candle. Whoops. That's what I want to see. And if we can get our first partial here. Just below that low. I want to see its attempt to get into here. So a little bit greedy with that first partial. We are going to move the stops to break even pretty much. Well, not pretty much. I don't know why I said pretty much. In profit. And if we can just get into this fair value gap, that's low-hanging fruit for me, like I said. So small little partial. I want to see that discount offered right. We're going to watch this candle print. All right, we're going to take it right there. So we'll take a partial there. And we'll let this bad boy go. See how much juice he's got. Like I said, stops are break even. And that's low-hanging fruit, right? So not much, but if it ends the losing streak, it ends the losing streak. So right now, we have this candle. I'd want to see this, right? This was an old order block. I want to now see it offer a second stage redistribution. If that happens, I expect a very quick run to the sell side. If it doesn't happen, well, we find out we're wrong here, right? 15-minute bullish fair value gap. That's why we partialed. So watching that. Want to see us get real heavy in here. This other contract is running forever. This is a contract for the ego. This is a runner for the ego. It's not about the money. It's not about money anymore. ES is almost at 930 lows. Wow. Crazy that discrepancy. You guys can hear that shit? Watching 50% of that and this fair value gap. Now, if we're really heavy, we don't even take out this high. It's possible we take out the high, and then that soup is what offers the redistribution. It's possible, right? It's very possible. If so, may re-enter, risking profits. Because that can happen. You know, sometimes you'll put in the high, we have to sweep that high, and then start selling off. That does happen at times. Yeah, unfortunately, the other indices did make it a lot lower. Right. Do get the rest out, taken out, break even there. Pretty good trade, I would say. So what I'm looking for now is pretty much the exact same thing. In fact, we could probably... You could really argue along here, to be honest. You really could argue along here. Tape read it. Kind of a scalpy-ish trade, but just 15-minute bullish for value gap. Pretty simple trade idea. Okay, just watch. Just watch. So this fair value gap was used to deliver the lows here. Now, can potentially act as an inversion to deliver the highs if you're bullish, right? If you're not bullish, not expecting this to get taken. What's wrong with this candle, bro? You guys see that? That candle literally just and then just stopped. Weird ass candle. Did you guys see that candle? It was a weird candle. The way that candle like went, stopped, and then just that was funny. That was really funny. This is Nasdaq. Yep, I knew what I was aiming for. That I always aim for the low hanging fruit in the range, in case I'm wrong. It does show a bullish 2022 model. Yeah, you are right. That's how we're tape reading this. Good mark. Yep, we took the short here. Now we're looking at this long here. Guys, if you guys ever join the stream, you never have to ask me any trades. I will always, unless they're messy, have so like 9 out of 10 times, I'll have the executions on the stream. I don't have anything to hide from you guys. Lose, win. I think some of you guys forget I've been on terrible losing streaks on live stream. I showed up every day. I lost. All on live stream. It's still on my YouTube channel somewhere. It's all there. Nothing to hide. I don't care. Please learn technical skills. This is what the 5-minute chart looks like. We traded down into that bullish fair value gap. Pretty similar to the 15-minute bullish fair value gap in discount. That's what matters the most, right? That's why we partialed there. Because we did make it into a discount. That's why I said this is low-hanging fruit. In the grand scheme of things, you could even argue maybe I should have full closed there. But the reason I like that short is because it's exactly where the long forms too. If I was in this long, I'm putting my stop right here. Top right, I see E of Daily Bissy. Daily Bissy. Daily Cibby. Does discount premium with market open have some sort of significance? It's not market open, it's just the opening range. So think about it like this. Here, I'm going to clear up the chart for you. Look. This is the range. This is the real range since we opened. Does it have significance? Yeah, it does. It's discount. It's cheap. Premium. Expensive. You think this is a retest for shorts? That's a pretty high retest, wouldn't you say? I feel like it's a lot more than a retest, but who knows? I would study this plus the breaker in here. I would expect sensitivity there, personally. I think this can deliver the final move. Watch the bodies in here. That's what you want to focus on. That's what's going to tell you what's likely or unlikely to happen. I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see. But now I'm scanning for a clean fair value gap. There really isn't one. Besides, I'd say the 2-minute one is pretty clean, I suppose. So see this fair value gap? Because it overlaps with this breaker block, make it simple. Let's just use the order block. That's what makes it a high probability order block. Right? The fact that it has a fair value gap overlapping with it. And remember, down here, this is a BPR. So if you're bullish, I'm not saying this is bullish, but if you are bullish, you wouldn't really want to see price come in here. And if it does, it should be very, very sensitive. Very sensitive. So see the bodies in there? This is what it looks like without the bodies. Pretty similar to the wicks, I guess. What do you guys think about my new chart colors? The gray and black. You guys like that or not? How do you manage to grow your lives? I've been live streaming for almost 2 years. That's how. No? White is hard to see? What's hard to see? The candles are gray here. Nah. I'll only grade really obvious daily wicks. So look at this fair value gap here. Make this simple. Let's remove the OB sensitivity. Why is EQ from 930 open? Because I'll tell you why I'm using this range and not the full range. Because I'm not expecting this low to get taken, right? So why would I use a range from here if this low is even not supposed to get taken, right? Wouldn't make sense. Also, this is your lowest low to highest high. It's always a safe bet to just use the lowest low and the highest high. So that low is unlikely to get taken, right? And this is your lowest low and highest high in regular trading hours. This is also your opening range, which is a very key range. The first 30 minutes, ICT teaches as the opening range. In fact, if you really want to get into it, you can really study the opening range gap, not the opening range, but the opening range quadrants. That would be 50%, right? So just depends what kind of concept you use. I don't really go into too much depth with that stuff. You see us getting real choppy in here inside the upper portion of the daily SIBI. It would make sense, right? Because we're bullish, but it could really be premium. ICT biggest scammer? That's okay. You don't have to trade ICT. What did you take? I took the short here, and then we're watching this long. I think it was something like this. The 1.5R idea. Look at the bodies in there. It's sloppy. The bodies respect. Although we're kind of just consolidating between premium and discount. So ES actually filled the whole sheet down. Yeah, ES got a really nice move. You know, yeah. How did you not get on buy market open? Even if I was bullish on market open, my model did not form, so that's why. I wasn't anticipating a long at that time. Um, I did expect a price run higher. I didn't expect it to deliver like that much. That's one. And two, my model didn't even form longs. So whew. All right, let's clean this chart up. So when I make my annotations for my journal later today, it'll be very clear. I'm really content with how I traded today, by the way. Can I just say I told myself I want to look at two really good trade ideas, and I think we did just that, win or lose. So I would say I definitely accomplished my goal today. So this is a discount fair value gap. So let's get the annotations here. Opening range discount busy. That's what I want to label it as. Okay, we don't need the first presentation marker. We didn't use that today. And what did we have here? All right, so we had the breaker. Breaker. Let's go with the red. That's ugly as hell. That's cleaner. Final touch there of the breaker right before the move lower. And then we have all right, that would be, well, not TP just yet, but daily SIBI 1.00. Like it on the 12 there. So potentially almost a TP there. Yep, spikes right through very nicely. Very nicely done. Nice. Two really good trades outlined there. I'd probably argue the best two trades I could have formed today. Very nice, very nice, very nice stuff. Very content. For someone who's on a losing streak, very, very content. I doubt if you're gonna plan on keep trading 1050 macro, you could look for a move to target this low, because anyone who took that long would have their stop trailed here, or from here stops trailed here. So yeah. So again, it's time to put up the journal. I'm gonna mark out these lows because that's what I was looking for. I was definitely viewing this as an original consolidation to start the morning. And you know what? It is an original consolidation. It's just we did not have that sell model that I was looking for, which is fine. IFEG in here. So what do we want to call this? We want to call this... okay, let's start making some labels in here. Discount array. And then you can see that final inversion being used. Send price towards the engineered high, which is what we shorted. Good job on us to recognize that, you know, that short was not really going to be a real sell-off, just a return. I think someone in chat even said it, like if you're going to short, just look for a retracement. And we positioned ourselves for a potential reversal, but we managed ourselves for a potential retracement, which I think is really important. Okay, so how do you journal? And I just realized this is not the daily civvy. This is the 4-hour civvy. So initially viewed this as a Judas swing. Yeah, ugly. That's ugly. Hold on. Fix that up. That's fine. I don't think we'll get a sell-off lower today. I don't think we have enough juice. Even if we were bearish, I don't think we have enough volatility. There is an S&T there. You could look for a sell-off, but if it's going to happen during lunch, it's going to happen during lunch. Initially viewed this as a Judas swing higher for a potential continuation of previous day sell-off. I don't know. Previous day's highs extreme. It's hard to say. I was not anticipating this at all. So I'm going to be honest. I think this is just one of those moments where I just admit that it was not clear for me today. I don't know if it was clear for you guys. I did not anticipate this at all. Where do I think it can go? If it's going to keep going, the only thing that's left is that, first of all, 25,200, that old daily low Tuesday, which is an immediate daily rebalance, but then also the high here. I'm going to be honest. The reason it's so hard to know what's going to happen today is because I have CPI can undo anything. CPI can easily just pump, take out all-time highs. CPI could dump, you know. So I think whatever's happening today is setting the stage for CPI. If CPI is going to go higher and if CPI wants to take out all-time highs, liquidate anyone who's holding with sell stops there, or sorry, buy stops, it makes sense that we're moving higher because then CPI can finish the job and just get it done, right? But maybe today we start falling lower, and today was engineering liquidity lower for CPI tomorrow. That's also possible. Everyone buying strength today and gets wrecked on CPI. That's also possible. So to me, it's like pretty 50-50. If I had to say, I would probably say higher. Yeah, I think tomorrow we'll probably trade higher. Although it's rare, I'm pretty sure CPI is still tomorrow. So I'll show you guys how I journal, and then we'll sit here and tape read the rest of the session. I am curious to see if lunch sells off. We can do another tape read trade, um, or like another P&L thing trade. We are starting to see some displacement lower. This could set the stage for a lower price run. I mean, there is an SMT there. I'm going to leave these annotations for now. Um, and we'll just study this because we may get that sell-off, It's possible. There's an SMT here now, which I'll annotate. I know it's a little bit messy in here. Okay, that's not messy, I think. So 9:30. Yeah, I'll just be doing this SFG this way. Okay. We can watch this together. Just making my annotations. I don't need to make annotations. Executions don't matter. I just want to show you the price action. So what's happening in here? Potential change in the state of delivery. It's possible. It could just stay range bound. Right? Just because we're not moving higher doesn't mean we're gonna move lower. You always got to keep that in mind. Can we move lower? Yeah, we definitely can. This low is a low hanging fruit objective, but it doesn't mean we're moving lower. It could be a nice three drives. 1, 2, 3. You're right about that. It could be a nice three drives. I'm sure there's a high all the way to the left there, yeah. Yep, there is an SMT. Got the highs there. Got that labeled. This series of down close candles gets traded into right here. This down close candle. So this down close candle, you mark that out, that's a propulsion block. Not saying anything about taking a trade on it or anything. Not saying I'm expecting it to be hold or held. Just simply reading the tape. Yeah, we're up on the day. I traded really well today, to be honest. We got short here and long here. Pretty much this little price swing. Yeah, something like this. And something like this. Although I really hate how this looks. Yeah, someone's got to put me on a clean, what's it called? P&L tool. I think I like the stop loss really faint. I know some of you guys have clean ones. I think blue's not bad. I guess blue's not bad. Purple? Uh, white? Wait, what? Yellow? That's not bad. Actually, that's pretty fucking bad. I don't like green. I feel like green's hard to see. Blue? What about like this blue? Or that? What do you think about that? You can't even see that, bro. That's nice. That's nice. That's nicer. But I don't want blue because I use blue boxes. I need a different color. It's gotta be purple. Gotta be purple. Unfortunately. Yep, I can talk about the 4-hour city. For sure. Just give me a moment. I'm very picky with my journal. Alright, we're going 15. 15. Give me 1 second, brother. I'm really picky with my journal. Nice. Um, okay. I'm gonna remove the SMT marker. The engineered liquidity there. Okay, the 4-hour city. I'll show you on the micro chart, okay? So, let's say hypothetically, again, this is the only reason that short is valid is because you would have been expecting lower prices to begin with. This is a 4-hour bearish fair value gap. If we inverse this, it doesn't make sense that if we inverse this, it's probably gonna go up. Okay, very very common scenario, right? Same exact scenario here, right? If we inverse, it's not likely to go down at that point in time. Going forward, it's more likely to go up. Very simple concept. So how can you use that to your advantage? Well, the highest point, which is the 1.00, right? And I'll make it very clear here with dotted lines. That's the highest point. That's the highest point. if we trade to the highest point of that bearish fair value gap and we're not expecting it to get inversed, and also you see stuff like the bodies are respecting here, right? We wick through, but the body stays. We wick through, but the body's below. We come above, but we don't trade to the high. You start seeing these signatures in price that tell you on the lower time frame, maybe we're not going to inverse. Maybe we're not going to inverse, right? The 4-hour fair value gap. That's your confluence for the short here. Now, if you're wrong, that's why I managed the position the way I did. Because just because we rejected here doesn't mean we're going to get a huge sell-off, right? That's why I managed. So if we're wrong, you have to know where is your idea wrong? What would happen if you're wrong? Well, it would make sense if we're wrong. Price would come back into somewhere here and then reverse. That's why I took a partial there, right? So very simple. I don't want to say very simple idea, but also, can you see this beautiful buy model? This probably looks so clean on the 15-second chart. You even get the return to original consolidation right there. That OB delivers. That's nice. Probably way nicer on the 15-second chart. I wouldn't look for longs personally. I'm going to mark this up on the 15-second chart because that's a beautiful market maker model that I want to share with. Anyways, let's take a screenshot here. What do you expect for tomorrow? Depends where we close today. If we close bullish today, personally, I expect tomorrow to take all-time highs. I think it doesn't work. Trust me, Fatal, don't even waste your time, bro. There's no point. Literally no point. If it doesn't work, don't use it, man. It's such a simple answer. Why do you have to spend time out of your day to try to convince other people that it doesn't work too? If it doesn't work, don't trade it, bro. Like, that's it. So easy. Sell or buy? I think this is going to stay range bound, guys. I think this is going to stay range bound. That returns to 0.5. Yeah, you know what? Like, I'll tell you why. Like, I don't like it when people say ICT doesn't work because ICT is pretty much just a language. You know, okay, sir, there are some patterns that are strictly ICT. You can view this 1,000 ways. You could view this as a discount. You could do a retracement and continuation. It doesn't have to be right 15-minute fair value gap, but if you want to get trades precise and build a model, you need a very specific language. You need to know exactly what to look for. You can't just say, oh, it's trending, and if we retrace, I'll buy. Okay, when will you buy? Where are you going to put your stop loss? How far does the retracement have to go before you can look for the long? Where are you going to target? Where are you going to put your entry, right? It can't just be simple trend, retrace, buy the retracement. You need some sort of structure to that. Otherwise, it's screwed. You know, so where can we retrace to? Well, ICT teaches that. Where can you enter off the retracement? ICT teaches that. Where can you put your stop loss and where can you put your target? ICT teaches that. Whether you want to view this as an ICT type of trade or if you want to view this as simply trend continuation, it doesn't matter. It literally could mean less. I'm not going to say, oh, ICT is the reason this move played out. No, it's not. The market was bullish. We retraced to discount and then we moved higher. Trade it however you want. ICT teaches you how to trade that because he gives you exactly what to look for. That's why it works. That's it. ICT is a language. It lets you get close 50-50 entries, and that rises with more confluence with ND bias. I mean, now we're getting to semantics. What exactly is ICT? I don't know. ICT is a name. How about that? ICT is simply a name. Is my long idea good? I don't know. What's your long idea? Well, did I screenshot this? I don't think so yet. By the way, guys, 30% off Alpha Futures until, oh shit, tomorrow. So tomorrow, the end of the day, that's your last chance to get 30% off Alpha Futures. If you do use my code, you don't have to use my code. Use your favorite person's code. But if you do use my code, I do have an incentive because I'm giving away 2 iPads, 2 iPad Airs. I low-key want an iPad now, actually, now that I'm looking at this. Does anyone here trade on an iPad? Low-key, I want to get an iPad. Anyways, I'm giving away 2 iPad Airs, and we're also going to give away 2 accounts with those iPads. So 4 winners, and it's 30% off Alpha Futures. And if you use it, you can get 30% off. And then if you lose the account, you can use a reset with 30% off on top of that. So it's like extra discount. I don't know if they know that. That might be a cheat code. So if anyone asks, you didn't hear that from me. But no crypto. Actually, they do Rise. I think Rise does crypto payouts, right? If I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I use Wise, so I don't know for sure. I'm I wouldn't trade that. I wouldn't trade this man personally, if I'm being honest. It's not good for views for me to say that, but if I'm being honest, even if it does go higher, I have no idea how much higher it can go. You know, um, I'm really happy how I traded today. To be honest, no 930 manipulation again. Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I was bearish, so I was initially viewing this as manipulation. Um, I caught a small short here, partialed, stopped out, break even the rest. Um, to be honest, I think this is something as simple as like when it's CPI, you gotta expect like extreme manipulation on the higher time frame. You know, because I don't think tomorrow's gonna be like a lame CPI. I think with government shutdown, Fed's gonna cut rate. We trade hella similar because I remember you talking about 930 open. I pretty much base my model everything around 930 open. Although I don't require manipulation every time, I definitely prefer it. Um, and then I have like continuation models, you know, which would be like this, for example, like London was technically the manipulation. That's why I want to see a move like so. Yeah, initially going into the day, I'll even put that in my journal. London was high of day above midnight. I did not expect that to get taken going into the day. Let me not say expected. Let me say anticipated. I wasn't anticipating London high to get taken today. Um, and it did. So yeah, today I was going in with the mindset that London high manipulated above midnight opening price, and if New York would trace into a premium, we would get high probability shorts lower. Yeah, they requested a payout. Now my maximum loss limit is 1.3k. Shall I lower my risk until much? That's a good idea, bro. It's a really good idea. Chop, yeah, I wouldn't expect much more. How many of you guys missed that long? I would never view this as missing a long. Even if I was so bullish, the one trade that I did for him, we took, and there was nothing in here. Like there was nothing. This is way too premium for me. You enter mostly on IFG 1 minute, also with a confidence on higher time frame. Only in my continuation models. How much you risk on evals? Brother, if I have an eval, I risk 500. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now. My first trade on the eval, fresh, brand new eval, my first stop loss is $500. Okay? If the trade starts playing out, I'm going to aggressively add into that trade. Even if I have to risk 1K, I will add into that trade until 1,500 target or 3,000, whatever it is like right there. You get what I'm saying? If that blows the account, that blows the account. I'll do the next thing on the next account. Now, if I lose that $500, listen closely. If I lose that $500, I'm going to be full porting the account on the next trade on the same day. Because I don't want to have to come back the next, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to have to, then it's going to be 3 days to pass. And I don't want that. So I'm always making sure it's going to be a 2-day pass or fail. So pass or fail within, sorry, not 2 days, but 2 trading days. Tomorrow we full port evals on CPI. I've never done the CPI method in my life, but I might do it. I don't know. Apex has 80% off. I don't know. I might have to try. I've never done it before, but I know a lot of people who do it. So for evals, I don't know. It might be a good idea. CPI method. Live stream it? I don't know if I'm ready for that, man. You ever trade day before CPI? Yeah, I took 2 trades today. Use SMT? Yeah, as a confluence. How do you full port CPI? Okay, let me journal this. And then I will show you. Okay. So how do you full port CPI? So first things first, you have to get an account. I don't know, whichever one. So CPI candle is, this is, okay, I'll show you how it works. This is your CPI candle. Hopefully, it looks like this. Okay. And then we'll call it a stream after this. This is your CPI candle. Hopefully, it doesn't do something like this. If it does, you're probably going to blow the account. But if the CPI candle has a really big body like this, then this is going to work. Okay? So, that's why this is a gamble, right? So how does it work? This candle is going to print in 1 minute time. Realistically, probably less. So what can you do? Let's say the market is trading right here at 8.29. Okay? So market price 8.29 a.m. Okay? So what can you do to take advantage of the next candle that's probably going to expand like insanely? So what you can do is you place a buy stop here above. So let's say, let's make it simple. Let's say buy stop 5 minis, 30 points above. And then you go sell stop 5 minis. Again, you can do 20 points. You can do 30 points. It depends on how you want to do it. You could do, let's just say 25 points to make this simple. Okay. So what's going to happen? What's going to happen? When 8:30 ticks, this is what's going to happen. It's going to move in one direction. It's either going to go like boom or it's going to go boom. Okay? If it goes boom, if it goes boom and it goes straight up, it's going to enter you in long once it hits this level. 5 minis. So your goal is for once it hits your entry, that it's going to keep going until your TP. So you're going to put a TP here. So TP pass account / $1,500. And then like this. That's the idea. So if CPI starts at 8:30 and it starts moving higher quickly, it's going to enter you in long, and you're hoping to trade that it's going to continue to your take profit, which is going to be whatever amount is. For example, if you need $1,500, you only need 15 points, right? Yep, you can do this with any firm. Just make sure your take profit is only 1,500 for a top step, right? How many points is the limit order? It depends. So let's say, can you repeat what okay, let's restart. Let's restart. Okay. This works with any firm if you want to try to pass an eval in one trade. Okay. No, those rules are for funded accounts, not for evals. CPI is tomorrow to my knowledge. Yes. Okay. Let's just go on the premise that this is a 50K alpha futures standard account. Okay? This will pass or fail in one trade. Let's go. Yeah, let's just say it. I'm not even gonna. I don't know the percentages, but I know a lot of people do this. Okay. So your goal equals make 1,500 in one trade or 3,000, depending on firm. Okay. So how does it work? Listen closely. Right here, pay attention. This is the market price at 8:29. So 1 minute before CPI, one singular minute. This is where market price is. Okay? So what are you going to do? Before CPI, you have to have this in place. What you're going to do is, and am I on a paper account? I'll show you guys. Let me make sure I'm on a paper. Okay, we're on a paper account. What you're going to do is, okay, you can do this on Alpha Zero, yes. What you have to do is, so the maximum contracts you can do is 5. So if this is the market price, you're going to place a buy stop. So what's a buy stop? A buy stop means, oh, it's not going to let because fucking fuckers, bro. Okay. It's not going to let us place a buy stop because we're already at market price. So this is what you're going to do. This is what you're going to do. You're going to place a sell stop here, which is, let's say, 25 points. So anywhere between 20 and 40 is where you want to put the order. It's up to you. I don't know how big the candle is going to be. I'm going to be honest. Tomorrow, I'm probably going to go with like 25 to 30. So let's just say 25 for now. So below the price, 25 points, you're going to place a sell stop. And you're also going to place, yes, you can do this with any firm. It does not matter. Any firm evaluation phase. Okay? And you're also going to place a buy stop. So let me just make the box here. Buy stop. I'll have to just draw it manually. Okay? Buy 5. Okay? So like this. You're going to have a buy stop and a sell stop. So what does this do? Let me explain it to you guys so you guys just understand. Okay? If CPI opens and it trades boom, it's going to be like, oh shit, this shit is going crazy high. It's going to trigger you long once it hits the buy stop here. If CPI opens and triggers lower, like a boom, goes straight down, no, it's not the same thing. You have to put a buy stop and a sell stop. This is what's going to put you in the order. This is what's going to put you in the trade. So listen closely. This is market price. You're going to take around 20 to 40 points above, place a buy stop with max contracts. 20 to 40 points below, place a sell stop with contracts. Okay? I'll give you guys an example. Let me just do this and I'll show you guys exactly what it looks like. Okay? Why? Why are you going to do this? Because if 830, if CPI candle goes boom, it's going to trigger you buy once it hits this level. If CPI goes boom, it's going to trigger you short once it hits this level. Your goal is to capture the move from here to here. That's what's going to pass your account from here to here. So your take profit has to be whatever it is above here. So think about it like this. You're basically taking a trade like this. That's literally it. And it's going to be a 1 or 2 second trade. And you know what? I'll do an example. When's the last CPI? Yeah, CPI tomorrow. Those are the trades you're looking for. And how are you going to get filled? Because CPI will either pump or dump. Okay? So I'll give you guys an example right now. Okay. So look, this is market price. Let's pretend CPI is going to come. Nah, no stop loss. TP only. If you want to break even after, you can. This is allowed with any firm on evaluation phase. Pretend this is CPI right here. Okay? So let's just say this candle that's coming up is CPI. There is a buy stop. You just have to do it above market price. That's why. So this is CPI. Okay? So we're going to go measure 25 points. Okay? Let's do a little bit more because this candle's moving higher. So let's just say 30 points. We're going to place buy stop 5. Then we're going to go 30 points down. So let's just go from here and say 60 points. So it's 30 points down. We're going to place a sell stop. Okay. So what does this do? No, not limit order. It cannot be a limit order. It has to be a buy stop or a sell stop. Do not place a buy and sell limit. That's TP. So what happens? If CPI goes boom, you're going to get entered shorts, and then you have to place a TP. So your TP for shorts will be a buy limit. So you're going to put your TP. If you go 5 minis, right? If you go 5 minis, think about this. 5 minis, and you want to make, let's say you want to make $3,000. So you do 3,000 divided by 5 divided by 20. You need 30 points. So your entry is here. You're going to put your TP if you need 30 points. So this is what's going to happen. This is what it's going to look like right before CPI, okay? Pretend this is CPI coming. If price goes down, boom, you're going to get entered in shorts, and you're hoping that the CPI candle continues and hits your TP. So it's going to look like, boom, short, and then hopefully it doesn't wick. If it wicks, that's how you blow your account. That's exactly what it's going to look like, exactly like this. No difference. No difference. I don't know if I can do an example. It's not a bad strategy for evals. I'm going to be honest. It's not the worst strategy. I'll try to mimic it with like a 5-minute candle. I'll show you guys what it looks like. Okay. This is basically what it's going to look like, guys. Okay? It's going to look exactly like this. Okay? Pretend the next candle is CPI. Okay? Look. If I need 3,000, how many minis? You need 5 minis, 30 points TP. Let's go back to last CPI. When was last CPI? Does anyone know? I'll find it. Last CPI report, September 11th. Okay. So apparently there's a CPI on this day. All right, I'll show you guys this and then we'll call it a day. So let's skip ahead to 8:30. To my knowledge, there's CPI tomorrow. If they decide to reschedule it last second, what can you do? Oh shit, we missed it. Okay, perfect. Good example. Good example. All right. Okay, guys, I'm gonna show you exactly what it looks like. Okay. This is 8:29. The next candle is CPI. Okay. The next candle is CPI. So we want to make, let's say, okay, most people trade here with alpha or top step, I think. So we want to make $1,500. Okay. So what's market price? Market price is right here. Okay. So we're gonna take this and we're gonna place a buy order. Let's say 20 points. We're gonna buy 5. Okay. You know, let's go 25 points. 25 points. And then we're gonna go below. You know, let's do 20 points. Let's do 20 points. Because these candles are not that large compared to how it is right now. So 224, let's go to 219. Okay. So this is what's going to put us in the trade. Okay. This is going to put us in the trade. If it goes up, we get hit long. If we go short, it gets hit short. No, you do it from whatever market price is. Okay. Make sure you do it before 829 because you know, like you got to make sure, you know, you don't get filled. So if it goes down, we're going to get filled short. If CPI goes up, we're going to get filled long. How do we pass? Well, if we're going to do 5 minis, we have to put a take profit 15 points, okay? 15 points above. So what's a take profit for longs? That's a sell limit. What's a take profit for shorts? Buy limit. So what's going to happen is CPI is going to come. It's going to be fast. It's going to be really fast. It's going to go boom. See what just happened? CPI went down. It put us in the shorts and hit TP all in like 1 second. Okay? That's how fast it's going to be. Your goal is to get entry and TP in the same like couple of seconds. That's exactly what it's going to look like. Okay? I'm going to do it one more time. You take market price, let's say 20 points. Why 1,500? Because some prop firms you can only pass in 1,500 a day, right? If you want to make, listen, you're gonna get slipped. You might get slipped. That's why this is dangerous. That's one. And two, it may wick. So if it does boom, boom, oh, then you're screwed. Your account's going to get blown. But if you want to take advantage of the volatility and pass really easily, this is what you can do. So I'll show you guys one more time. If you want to pass in one trade, then you have to use a 30-point take profit. So your take profit has to be 30 points. Okay? So this is if you want to do 3,000. Can you pass 50K account just make 1,500 one day? There you go, 1,500, 1,500. Alpha 0, you can go in one go. So if you want to do this with Alpha 0, you got to put a 30-point TP. Do not do this across. Wait, Gaty, can you pass an account just making 1,500? You have to go 1,500 and then 1,500 the next day. So this would only help you get half. You can do this on XFA, but at your own risk. It may get blown in one trade. Also, some firms have news trading rules. So this is the last time I'm going to show this. Look how fast it's going to be. Okay? If you're going to do 3 cons, no problem. Okay, let's mimic an Alpha 0 account. So you're going to do 3. No problem. No problem. So what you're going to do, if it's 3, you're going to be a little bit more aggressive with the fill. So if that's 20 points, you know what? No, like 20 points is already pretty aggressive. So 20 points is 219. Your take profit is going to have to be, it's going to have to be quite a bit. 3,000 divided by 3 divided by 20. Oh, 50 points. Not bad. Not bad at all. So you're going to have to put a 50-point take profit if you want to do it Alpha 0 one go. Which I don't think is too bad. You might be able to get that most of the time. If you want to be more aggressive with the entry, like again, you have to set the parameters for yourself how you want to do it. But I'll show you. So let's say you're on an Alpha 0, right? Your TP has to be 50 points because that's $3,000 if you want to pass in one trade. By the way, you don't have to pass in one trade. You can make 2,000 in one day, right? And then take another trade that day. So this is what it's going to look like. This is market price right here, okay? Next candle is CPI. It's going to spike in one direction, hopefully, okay? If it goes up, you get triggered longs. If it goes down, you get triggered shorts. If it continues down and it hits TP, you pass the account. If it continues up and hits TP, and it's going to be very fast. You have to be quick. So this is what it's going to look like. How do I put it that quick? You show up at 8:29 or 8:28. You start putting in the orders. Okay? It's okay if it's a little bit off. Like at the end of the day, you're going to make a lot of money or blow the account. Are you going to really complain if you make 2,700 instead of 3,000? Just you got 300 more to make, you know? It's going to look like this. Okay? Boom. Okay? So what just happened? It came down, it put our sell stop, triggered us in shorts, and then hit our TP. All in the same couple of seconds. Okay? And the goal, okay, this is what it's going to look like. By the way, it also could have continued lower. In this case, we had a huge wick, but the wick hit us take profit at the same time. Sometimes, so I'll tell you guys what it's going to look like if it fails. Sometimes CPI can wick up, and that means you're going to get in long, and then it'll immediately reverse, right? That means you're going to blow your account in like 2 seconds. So if you're going to do, I've never done this before, by the way, guys. I'm going to maybe do it my first time tomorrow with Funded Next. I'm just going to do it with one mini on a 25K, and I think that should be fine. This is 100% gambling / taking advantage of prop firms. I've never done this before, but this is exactly how it works. If you have money and you don't want to trade the eval, you can try to pass in one trade. Ideally, you're doing this with a firm that you can pass in one trade. But like I said, I trade Alpha Standard. Funded Next, you can trade eval. You can do this on Funded Next, no problem. Buying 200 evals, code Gaty. Bro, if you buy 200, bro, I'll personally don't even buy them. I don't know what I'm saying, but ain't no one buying 200. I don't know why I'm going down there. You can trade this with Funded Next. You can do this with any firm. TopStep Funded. Yes, you can do this with TopStep Funded, but at your own risk. Maybe just do one micro for TopStep Funded, right? Because, again, see how we've been consolidating, by the way? We pretty much called that out. Why don't you put a max loss limit on your account? You don't want to do that because what can happen? Listen, I'm gonna make it as simple as possible. If you're gonna gamble, you go all in on this method, or you just don't do it. You go in with the mindset that, listen, in the next 5 seconds, this account might be blown. You have to accept that. Otherwise, do not do this. I don't want this. I don't want one of you guys to do this, and that leads to you being on tilt after, and then you start trading poorly. It's not worth it. It's not worth passing an eval or blowing an eval if you're gonna go on tilt after. Just trade normally. If you put a max loss limit, listen, realistically, it's not gonna change anything. And the reason you don't want to do that is because one, spread, it might still screw you over, and two, like I said, if you're gonna get hit a sell stop, you don't want it to, like, if it retraces a little bit, because remember, it's not going to be a one fell swoop, right? You think 30 point is safest? Tomorrow, okay, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. 30 point is safe, but you want to balance between safe and being able to hit TP. 30 point is pretty good. I'm going to be honest, 30 point is pretty good. I have a friend who's really good at this. Let me ask him what he's going to do. One sec. Hopefully he replies. Because this guy, he does this shit all the time. Parts. Do I pay for Trade separately for Fund Index? No, you don't have to pay for Trade. Come on, Parth. Oh, he's typing. He's typing. All right, let's see what he says. What do I mean by 30 points? Wait, that's not Parth. I'll update you guys. I'll update you guys. I'm pretty sure he's gonna say like 25 or 30. He's pretty aggressive with it though. What do I mean is how much to put your buy stop or sell stop, right? So remember, if this is market price, right? How much do you put your buy stop and how much do you put your sell stop? Because that's your fill. This is your fill for shorts or longs. If price goes up, you get filled long. So how much higher should you put it? It depends. If you put it right here, you're probably going to blow the account because what can happen is it's going to tick you and then boom, you get stopped out immediately, right? But the idea is if price is going to go all the way here on CPI, hopefully it can continue just a little bit more so you can pass the account. You get what I'm saying? That's the idea. That's what you're trying to capture. Because surely, hopefully not, it's going to come all the way up here and then be like, boom. Okay, that's possible, but hopefully that doesn't happen. That will only happen if CPI has like a double wick, which is not usually. Yeah, go for it, man. He says, hold on. He says 10 to 15 points. Like I said, he's aggressive. If you want to be really aggressive, he goes 10 to 15 points. I'm probably thinking like 20. To be honest, I'm thinking like 20 to 30. I've never done this before though, so please don't take my advice. I don't want to stream it. Dude's right there with it. Yeah, he does this every time there's CPI or PPI. I've never done this before, and I don't want to stream it because I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate. I'll maybe record it and then post a TikTok after or something for you guys to see how it goes for me. I'm probably gonna do like 2 funded next accounts. Um, see how that goes. So be ready. Please don't do it if you don't have the money. Like if you don't like your this is my eval. I have to pass this. No, I'll be live tomorrow after CPI, which is one of my favorite trading days. But for not, I won't be live at 8:30. I'll be live at 9:15. How'd your morning go? 2 wins today. Pretty nice. I posted the journal. Apex knows what they're doing, bro. You think Apex didn't know about the CPI method? Yeah. Apex purposely discount drops day before CPI. They know what they're doing, bro. They know people are going to get those accounts and send them on CPI. They know exactly what they're doing, bro. They already one step ahead. 80% off and $85 activation fee, right? I'm doing it on Apex, yeah. Yeah, 80% off and $85 activation fee. That's pretty good. Yeah, I guess 20. I'm gonna go. He says 10, bro. 10 points. This guy's greedy, bro. 10 points. Yeah, the buy stop, sell stop, and TP order. Yeah, 10, 15 points is crazy, bro. I don't know, man. I don't know if I can do 10. I might try 20. You recommend fund an extra Alpha Zero for fast payout? Okay, if you want to get multiple payout on that account, go Alpha Futures. If you don't mind getting one, I'm gonna be honest, I'll go Alpha Futures. There's no point because you can get the same payout on Alpha Futures as funded next, but the difference is with Alpha Futures you get to keep the account after. Also, Alpha Futures cheaper. Just get Alpha Futures. Straight up, you get Alpha Futures. It's cheaper, pretty much the exact same thing, and you get to keep the account after the payout. Pretty much makes no sense to go with funded next. I would use both long term, but yep, pretty much 1 minute before news. I think most people do 20. All right, you guys want to all lock in 20 right now? Who here is doing this tomorrow? I'll apply 2 Alpha Zeros with that method tomorrow CPI. Good luck, brother. Good luck to you. My fund of futures, I've never used them, but 15? 5 points? 25? I'm going to use 25K funded next accounts to do this. I would do it with Alpha, but I already have max funded with them, so I can't even get another account. I'm going to try 18 points. We're all doing 20, probably 20. All right, I'm gonna do. Well, the reason I want to do more is because I feel like this candle is gonna be large, bro. Like if CPI is 150 points, bro, why do I have to get filled 10 points in? I can get filled in 30, 40, 50 points in, you know? 25 was safe every time except 2 months. We're taking your signal, 25 points. We're running it. I told you a while back there was a good setup for shorts. Hope you banked. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really read chat while I'm trading, but hopefully you banked, bro. If we set up automatic TP, will it still work? I don't know. I've never tried. Why do you think you're Michael Schofield? What? Why did that come to your mind? I don't know, man. How many points does CBI candle like usually? I don't know. Let's ask ChatGPT. I'm anticipating like a 200 point or like a 100 point CPI. Bro, because listen, like some of these candles are like 40 points. Like if we have 40-point regular candles, surely CPI is gonna be like 100 or 200. I have seen Prison Break, yeah. That's good, Lex trades. Yeah, practice with 1 micro, man. That's really, really a good thing to do. I wish I did that. What is average CPI candle in points range this year? On NQ. On NQ. No, just the 830 candle. Are you in? I'm not in any trades. I think it's probably gonna stay sideways. Yep, I took it. These are the trades I took. I love Prison Break. It's amazing. CPI is at 830. Yo, do you guys want me to run a code test for you guys to tell you how often? Yo, wait. Guys, I can low key run a code to figure out which one has the best success rate. Should I do it? Maybe I'll do it. I won't do it right now because it's gonna take a while. I want to go swimming and shit and go to the hot tub. But I can run it and find statistically what's the best number to use for the CPI method. 2 minis, 3K profit, 75 points. Swimming? Why are you hating, bro? Swimming is lit. Swimming is so lit. Anyways, you can do this with any account you want. $72.25. I'm jealous. I don't know how to swim. I'm not the best swimmer, but I do know how. Um, okay, I think that's a pretty good journal. I'm gonna leave this annotated until PM session because I want to see what happens after. But for now, I think this is a good journal. PM session will be. Gotta make sure I capture the PM session. So yeah, PM session will be. I'm not gonna be able to capture PM session. I do this, and then this, then I can capture the most of PM session. So I'm gonna leave this. I'm not gonna touch my chart. I'm gonna leave it like this, and then later see. I'll be able to study the rest. Let me quickly check the stock market. By the way, if you guys didn't know, let me show you guys something. Telegram. Let me show you guys something. It's free. It's not charged. I have a stock Telegram where I give you guys. Okay, it's not signals. Please don't come in here and just take every single signal. This is real money. But if you want to learn about stocks, I've been trading stocks for 2 years as well. I'm giving you guys my plays. So, for example, this is the first one. You can see here, October 15th, 2025 at 8:20 a.m. Okay. Ticker CRDO. Price was $131.81. My model gave this an 88.1%, and I gave you guys the reasoning. Okay. Let's look at that same stock right now. Right. It's doing really, really well. I got in at 131, like I said. So we're up around 15%. We were up a little bit more. I do have a limit order here, and I'm looking for a potential run higher. So there's that. I also called out this one. I'm still inside the stock. I'm looking to buy more. I even tell you guys, I don't know if I told you guys how much I'm buying, but again, don't just take the signal, because like this is real money. It's not a joke. I told you guys when I'm adding into that stock, and I told you guys about HIMS. Our first entry was $50.60, and I told you guys I'm adding 1.5% into HIMS. And then if we get to $40, I would add more and hold for the rest of the year probably. So just keep that in mind at your own risk if you want to learn about stocks. And last thing I'll say, Alpha Futures 30% off, Apex 80% off if you want to use my code. If you use Alpha Futures code, message me on Discord because I'm giving away 2 iPads. No, giveaway's not today. It's on Halloween. Giving away 2 iPads and 2 free accounts. So 4 winners at the end of the month. How do you do that all on TradingView? You just got to use the tools. I'll show you the tools that I use. So this one measures that. Everything else is just lines. For the stocks? Oh no, this is Telegram. This is a Telegram channel I post. I don't know what you mean by that. How do I do all what on TradingView? I just realized I've been recording for an hour and 50 minutes. I probably just used up all my storage. I also completely forgot I was live on YouTube. And I didn't read a single YouTube comment for so long. Thought I ended the stream. I'm going to do 30 because you got to make 15. I rate that, Mateus. I'm on board with you, bro. See stocks and buy them. Oh, I have a screening process and I have a model. I don't know, like I have a system in place for that stuff. Took long, it's got break even and top. It happens, bro. It's probably gonna stay choppy. It is 11:30 now though, so it could break out. You're doing 60 points. Shit, bro. 60 points? I don't know about 60 points, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. You might know better than me though. I've never done this before. Is it news trading? What alpha accounts can you do this? Yeah, you can do this with any alpha account. It's up to you. GG's. See you, brother. Anyways, appreciate you guys coming through. We took 2 wins today. Losing streak over, I guess. I don't know. We're only up 2R. We're still down. But more importantly, I set a goal for myself today to take really good trades. And in my opinion, these were 2, not A+, but really well. And good risk management, great partials, great reading of price. Just very clean overall. I will not be trading afternoon today because CPI is tomorrow. I'm expecting very low volatility. They do entry 60 points away from 15-minute high. Yeah, TikTok tutorials might be better than me, bro. I've never done it before, so I can't speak. I'm going to just take market price, put an order 20 points, and go from there. Appreciate you guys coming through. I will see you guys live tomorrow for CPI day at 9:15. Hopefully we can make this into a winning streak, get a payout on alpha soon, and then put some more money into our live account or something. I don't know. Anyways, appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow.